So, welcome back to the session. The previous session, we have discussed about the Vedas, the Samskrita root, according to the Panini grammar. Vid means to know. So, from that dhatu, the Veda word is derived, and there are four Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda, and these four Vedas are compiled by Badarayana Rishi, famously known as Veda Vyasa. And this each Veda is classified into the four sections: Mantra Samhita, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. And this same classification, these four, again, instead of the four, in some other rishis, in a different way classified, they say there are three classifications. In that three classification, Mantra Samhita, Brahmanas, together only one, which is called Karma Kanda or Karma Kanda section. Aranyakas are called Upasana Kanda, and Upanishads are called Jnana Kanda. And if you have to divide this Vedas into the two sections, there are only two. One is called Purva Mimamsa, other one is called Uttara Mimamsa. So in the Purva Mimamsa, Mantra Samhita, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, all these three comes under Purva Mimamsa, and in the Upanishads comes under Uttara Mimamsa. This Uttara Mimamsa is also well known as Vedanta. Vedanta means end of the Vedas, but don't take literally end of the Vedas. Otherwise, what happens? I am having a book called, this is book is there, 100 pages book. Okay, last 25 pages is called Vedanta. The first 75 pages is called Karma Kanda. No, not like that. So what is the Vedanta means? The purpose of the Vedas, the ultimate purpose of the Vedas, where it is revealed, that particular portion is called Upanishad, that is called Vedanta. If you look at the Taittiriya Upanishad, it comes in the Karma Kanda, not in the Jnana Kanda. If you look at the Ishavasya Upanishad, which comes into the Mantra Kanda, Mantra Samhita, not in the Jnana Kanda. So, don't think Vedanta means last portion. No. How to think Vedanta means? The Vedas ultimate purpose. End of the purpose of the Vedanta. What is that Vedas? I want to be happy. My moksha. That is a moksha. So in which this moksha is revealed, that is called Vedanta. So from this Vedas, we are having the one more technical point. A student of Vedanta will study the three important textbooks. These three important textbooks together is called Prasthanatrayi. These three important textbooks together called Prasthanatrayi. What are those three? Number one, Upanishads. All the Upanishads together, one section, Upanishads. Then second one, Brahma Sutras. The third one, Bhagavad Gita. So these are the three textbooks a student of Vedanta has to study. And this Prasthanatraya is also, we can say, Shruti Prasthana, Smruti Prasthana, Nyaya Prasthana. Further sections. Shruti Prasthana means where Upanishads are discussed. Smruti Prasthana means where Bhagavad Gita, Dharma Shastras are discussed. Nyaya Prasthana means where Brahma Sutras are discussed. Okay. Let us see what this each contains. First, I will explain the Upanishads. There are thousands of Upanishads. Don't think that there is a one Upanishad, 10 Upanishads. Thousands and thousands of Upanishads are there. Among these thousands of the Upanishads, very popularly, people says 108 Upanishads, some people say 116 Upanishads, let it be any number. And there is one more word there, principled Upanishads. Principled Upanishads means our ex-president Sarvepalli Radhakrishna written the commentary on the Upanishads. Then he published a book. So that book name is Principled Upanishads. So from that time onwards, this principled Upanishad, the principled to the Upanishads become popular. What do you mean by principled Upanishad? That means other Upanishads are not principled. Every Upanishad is a principle, but these are the 10 Upanishads. Sarvepalli Radhakrishna ji, he gave the title, so it became very popular since then onwards. Then why only these 10 Upanishads? There is one more reason. Shankaracharya is the only Acharya who wrote the commentary on all these 10 Upanishads. So why only 10 Upanishads? Because if you study these 10 Upanishads, you can able to study any Upanishads. So that is an idea. So Shankaracharya wrote the commentary on all these 10 Upanishads. Whereas some other Acharyas are there, like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vallabhacharya, other Acharyas, but all of them are not written the commentaries on all the Upanishads, like not even 10 Upanishads. They have written the commentary on like a Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutras, and they used to quote the Upanishads here and there. So hence the Shankaracharya literature become very famous, very popular in the study of the Jnana Kanda, study of the Vedanta. Upanishads. Upa means near, ni means sitting, shad means shadurlu dhatu, sitting near the guru and gaining the knowledge. That is called Upanishad in a simple language. Okay. And in the Kathopanishad, Shankaracharya explains very beautifully what is Upanishad means. We will not go into the Shankaracharya commentary here. So remember, Upanishad means sitting near the Guru and studying the things. That is the Upanishads. Then how to approach the Guru is explained in the Bhagavad Gita and so many Upanishads also. Okay. Among these Upanishads, I will quote the Upanishads names, which is there in your study material also. Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad. This Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad is a very vast. And in this Upanishad, the important characters are, or Rushi is Yajnavalkya Rushi. Yajnavalkya Rushi. And also, there are 3 great women people comes in this Bruhadaranyaka Upanishad. One is Maitreyi, other one is a Katyayani, the third one is a Gargi. Maitreyi and Katyayani, these two are the wives of the Yajnavalkya Rishi, and Gargi is like one of the great Rishi. And she is the one who used to argue, debate with the Yajnavalkya Rishi in the Janaka's court. Gargi, and many people think, oh, only men are there, Rishis, and no woman name comes. Unfortunate thing, but there are so many women are there. Gargi, even Yajnavalkya need to think, to discuss with her, to argue with her, to debate with her. That is the power of the Gargi. That is comes from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishads. And one day this Yajnavalkya decides that I want to go to the Vanaprastha ashram. I don't want to stay here. So all my property is there. He's having so much property because the kings used to give. Then he calls his both the wives and tells, okay, this is my property is there. I want to divide this property into the 2 shares and I will give both of you. Then I will go myself into the forest. And his wife, Katyayani, says, okay, you go wherever you want. You are giving me the property to me to take care myself. Thank you for that. Okay, I don't want to say anything to you. You do your journey. She's very cooperative. She will not interfere. She says, okay, go ahead. No problem. I don't want to stop you when you want to pursue the higher things. But the other wife, Maitreyi, she comes and puts a beautiful question to Yajnavalkya. Hey, Yajnavalkya, oh, my dear honey, my dear husband, I know this so much property you are having, and you want to give up this so much property to both of us, and you want to go. That means no fool can go anywhere giving up this much property. That means whatever you are going to seek, whatever purpose you are going, that should be higher than this wealth. See, look at the analysis. You are giving this much property to us, you are going means you are going for some other purpose. Otherwise, how you will give up all these things? So I don't want this property at all. So what purpose you are going? I also want to come. I also want to gain that higher power, that higher knowledge. I want that higher knowledge. Whereas Katyayani says, I am happy, you just enjoy, I am happy, I will enjoy. So there, Yajnavalkya teaches the Maitri about the great things. So Taittiriya Upanishad comes from the Yajnavalkya Rishis and other people. So wonderful thing. So this is a Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Aranyaka means forest. Brihad means the big forest. So much knowledge is there. In the world, whatever you say, that is available in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Including how to get marriage, how to produce the children also is there. That also is given. And which child you want, the girl or boy, and how to do the rituals and everything is provided the systems. That much is the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Then next comes the Chandogya Upanishad. This Chandogya Upanishad is also very big Upanishad with so many chapters. In this Chandogya Upanishad, there is a one discussion comes, that is Shweta Ketu story comes here. Tattvamasi Mahavakya is highlighted this Chandogya Upanishad. Then next comes Aitareya Upanishad and Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad contributes about the Panchakoshas. We have studied in the yoga, Panchakoshas, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, and that is explained in the Taittiriya Upanishad. And also 5 elements, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, that is also is explained in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Then comes Isha Upanishads. And in our S. Vyasa, before the Surya Namaskaras, we do the prayer, Hiranmayena Patrena. That mantra is taken from the Ishavasya Upanishad. Then next comes Keno Upanishad. In the Keno Upanishad starts with the question, Keneshitam Pradati Prechitam Manaha. This student studied in the school. In the school, it was told in the science, eyes cannot see directly. If any object is there, that object is perceived through the eye. So inside the eye, the picture will be in a reverse. So mind perceives. This is given. So without the mind behind the Indriya, you are not going to perceive anything. This much is explained in the school. In the school itself is enough. For this, you need not to go to the college. And this student goes to the Guru and asks, Guruji, I studied in my school, because of the mind, my indriyas, my eyes, ears are able to perceive the things. But my question is, because of what my mind is able to function? This I asked this question to my teacher in the school. He didn't answer. It's why I came to the ashrama, I came to the Gurukula. Because of the mind, eyes are able to perceive. That's what teacher told. My question, because of what my mind is able to function? Keneshitam pratati preshitam manaha. Hence, Keno Upanishad. Then teacher starts explaining the Atma Tattva there. Then comes the Kathopanishad. The Kathopanishad is a dialogue between the Lord Yama and Nachiketa. Nachiketa is a young boy, a 8 years old boy who is very intelligent and very smart. And there is a dialogue between the Lord Yama and Nachiketa. Very beautiful explanation. There comes how to train the Indriyas, how to train the mind management, the Indriyas management. Kathopanishad. Then next comes the Prashnopanishad. There is a Prashnopanishad. 6 students goes to the Guru with the 6 different questions. And here under the Prashnopanishad comes all the Pancha Pranas. So Prana, Apana, Samana, Dhyana, Udhana, and Upapranas. Everything is explained in the Prashnopanishad. Then comes the Mundakopanishad. This Mundakopanishad explains the Guru Shishya Parampara. The Guru Shishya Parampara is depicted, and Omkaropasana is given, and many and all the 4 Vedas names are mentioned, Vedangas names are mentioned in the Upanishads. Then comes the Mandukya Upanishad. Mandukya Upanishad is one of the smallest Upanishad with the 12 mantras. See, there's one important story is there about this Mandukya Upanishad. Shankaracharya's Guru's Guru. Shankaracharya Guru name is Govindapada. Govindapada's Guru name is Gaudapada. And this Gaudapada, that means Shankaracharya's grand Guru, Gaudapada, wrote the commentary on this Mandukya Upanishad, which is called Mandukya Karikas. And after writing this Mandukya Karikas, this Gaudapada Acharya given it to his Shishya Govindapada, saying, I am giving this book to you, my commentary, you will get a student. One student comes to you, you hand over this one to your student. You need not to do anything. And he gives, then this Govindapada asks, how will I know which student I have to give it? Don't worry. When that particular student comes to you, you will remember that this has to be given to him. And one day, Shankaracharya goes to the Govindapada in search of the teacher. Then Shankaracharya is knocking the door from outside. Then from inside, the Guru asks Govindapada, who are you? That's what we ask. If anyone ring the bell, who are you? And Govindapada asks, who are you? Shankaracharya gives the answer, to know that only I came here. He didn't say I am Shankaracharya. He says, to know that only I came here. Oh, yeah, this fellow is some extraordinary fellow came, and immediately he remembers his Guru. And he opens the door, then he accepts him as a Shishya and he teaches. Then he says, see, my Guru gave this book to me, give it to you. So now I am giving it to you. So on that Mandukya Upanishad, Gaudapada wrote the commentary called Mandukya Karikas. And if you are practicing the cyclic meditation, there is a one prayer. Laye Sambodaye Chittam Vikshiptam Kshamaye Punaha. That mantra is taken from the Mandukya Karika, not Mandukya Upanishad. Mandukya Karika means a commentary on Mandukya Upanishad by Gaudapada. And on this Mandukya Upanishad as well as Mandukya Karika, Shankaracharya wrote the commentary. Now the book became this much thick. There are 12 mantras. On the 12 mantras, Gaudapada's commentary. On the both, again Shankaracharya wrote the commentary. And this Mandukya Upanishad is the one Upanishad proves Advaita Vedanta with all the different directions, all the different shades. Wonderful Upanishad. And in the Mandukya Upanishad, the Pranavopasana is explained. Pranava, like a Om, how to chant the Om, and how many parts are there in the Om. And also, this Mandukya Upanishad explains the 4 avasthas. Jagrata avastha, Swapna avastha, Sushupta avastha, Turiya avastha. All these things are very beautifully discussed in the Mandukya Upanishads. So these are the some about the Upanishad. So there are so many Upanishads are there, okay? And in all the Upanishad, there is a one particular statement comes which is called Mahavakya, like a Tattvamasi Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi Mahavakya, Prajnanam Brahma is Mahavakya, Ayam Atma Brahma is Mahavakya. So Mahavakya means don't think that sentence is so big. No. So Mahavakya means the identity between Jiva and Ishvara is explained. Jiva Ishvara Aikya Bodhaka Vakyam iti Mahavakyam. So that is comes in the Upanishad. So many Mahavakyas are there, but from the each Veda, one Mahavakya is highlighted. Then Smriti Prasthana, where Bhagavad Gita is discussed mainly, but not only the Bhagavad Gita, there are other Smritis also is there. Like Yajnavalkya Smriti is there, Manu Smriti is there, different aspects are there. Then Nyaya Prasthana. Brahma Sutras are discussed under the Nyaya Prasthana. What is this Brahma Sutras deals? When you study the Upanishads, sometimes you get confused. When you study the one Upanishad, the presenting the topic is one method. But if you study the other Upanishad, the other Rishi present the same topic in a different method. And when you study these both Upanishads, luckily we don't study any Upanishads, so we don't have any doubts, any questions. But if you study the Upanishads, You will have some confusion. Why Taittiriya Upanishad is explaining about the 5 elements, Chandogya Upanishad is explaining about the 3 elements, which is the correct. So some conflict may come. It is not a conflict, it is a confusion. Then Brahma Sutras resolves the confusion. It explains why this Rishi told as a 5 elements in the Taittiriya, why that Rishi said in the 3 elements in the Chandogya, and it reconciles both. Then he says both are correct. In this way, this Rishi is explaining. In this way, this is Rishi is explaining. So don't get confused. So that these kind of doubts will be removed in the Nyaya Prasthana. Okay. Then comes, these are about our Vedas, our Prasthanatrayi, and we are also having the great epics. One is called Mahabharata, other one is called Ramayana. These are called Itihasa. Itihasa means it happened, is called Itihasa. It happened, Itihasa, that which happened. So these are the 2 Itihasas. And among these 2 Itihasas, Ramayana is the oldest Itihasa, written by Valmiki Rishi, who is also known as a Ratnakara, then who became the Valmiki. You know the story of that one. We are not going into the details of that Ramayana story. So Ramayana is the first Kavya. Valmiki is called Adi Kavi. So first poet. Okay. Then comes the Mahabharata, written by the Veda Vyasa. From this Mahabharata is taken the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, and there is one more point comes in our Sanatana Dharma, Puranas. What do you mean by Purana? What is the definition of the Purana? Pura api nava iti Purana. Pura means old, Nava means new. Pura api navaha iti Puranaha. Even though it is very ancient, but all the time it is a new, evergreen. We say now in the film industry, evergreen hero. This fellow is 80 years, still we say evergreen hero. That means very active, very energetic. Same way the Puranas, even though it is very ancient, but all the time it's new. Whenever you listen to the Purana, you feel wow, new dimensions are coming. That is the meaning of the Puranas. And we should know one important point between the Upanishads and Puranas different. So Upanishads gives the Siddhanta. Siddhanta means the statement. And Puranas gives the Drushtanta. Drushtanta means the example. I will give one incident to make you to understand. In Ishavasya Upanishad, there is a statement. What is that? Ishavasya midham sarvam. The first mantra. Ishvara is pervaded everywhere. That is depicted in the Bhagavata Purana. Hiranyakashipu comes and asks the Prahalada, where is your God? He says, Indu galadandu ledanu sandeham valadu endendu vetukate andande galadu chakri. Ishavasya midam sarvam. Ishvara is pervaded everywhere. So Ishvara is there everywhere. That Upanishad says, in the Bhagavata Purana, when the Hiranyakashipu asks, Prahalada says, everywhere is there. Okay, is there in this like a building? Yes. Is there in the wall? Here, is there. Finally, he says, the pillar, he breaks and Narsimha comes out. So whatever explained in the Upanishads, that is depicted in the form of a story in the Puranas. So because if you study the Upanishad directly without the preparation, without Antakarana Shuddhi much, very depth Sukshma Buddhi, it's very difficult to understand the Upanishads. So hence, for the benefit of the people, common people, for everyone, our Rishis are so great, they wrote the Puranas in the form of stories. They are called mythological stories. And there's one more example in the Bhagavata Purana. Rasa Leela was highlighted. In the Rasa Leela, when they are doing the dance, all the gopis, every gopi felt Krishna is doing dance with me only. All the 16,000 gopis feel that Krishna is with me, Krishna is with me, same time. And if you study the Bhagavata Purana, Narada goes one time to meet this Sri Krishna's wives, to just go and say, Krishna loves that wife, only Krishna loves this. So whichever house he is going, Krishna is there. What does it mean? It indicated that Ishvara is pervading everywhere. Isha vasimidam sarvam. So whatever the Upanishads are teaching, the Puranas are explaining in the form of stories. So the Bhakti is highlighted with the Markandeya Purana. Antakarana Shuddhi Puranas helps a lot to gain this knowledge. And remember, don't fight among the people, because whenever you study one particular Purana, one particular Devata is highlighted. If you study the Shiva Purana, Lord Shiva is highlighted. When you study the Vishnu Purana, Vishnu is highlighted. When you study the any other Skanda Purana, the Murugan is highlighted. But don't fight. The Shiva Purana says only Shiva is great. Bhagavata Purana says Vishnu is great. Why it is highlighted like that? To increase your Shraddha in that particular deity. It is said this deity is alone great. If I say, so you are coming to my classes, then I see here, there, anywhere you can do IAC means what is it? Okay, let me do some other time, because everywhere the IAC is available, it's okay. So mind will not stick to one thing. So if you have to develop the Shraddha, if you develop the gain, if you want to gain the Punya, Antakarana Shuddhi, you need to have the Avyabhichari Manas. Avyabhichari means without going here and there. If you want to get the water, what you need to do? You have to dig in only one place. Then only you will get the water. Otherwise, what you do? No, I will dig here 1 meter, tomorrow there 1 meter, there 1 meter. Like that, 500 places you went. In the 500 places, you are digging 1 meter. Will you get the water? No. Same, if one place, if you dig the 200 meters, you will get the water. So hence, single pointed focus. That is the reason. So whenever you study, when you open Purana, the particular deity is highlighted. So don't fight among the people. Then next comes the Upavedas. There are 4 Upavedas are there for us. What are those Upavedas? Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, and Artha Shastra. These are the 4 Upavedas. And also we are having the 6 Veda Angas. These Vedangas are very, very important to understand the Vedas. What are those Vedangas? Number 1, Shiksha. Shiksha means phonetics. Phonetics means how to pronounce a particular letter. For example, in Telugu, we all learned A, E. So this A, how to pronounce? Otherwise, you both say A means which A I have to take. So A means Ekamatra. A means Dvimatra. There is something else is there called Pluta. That is that So So how to pronounce a particular letter, particular syllable, that is given in the Shiksha Shastra. And the Shiksha Shastra, the Panini Maharshi is a Rishi who wrote the Shiksha Shastra. Then next comes the Vyakarana, Samskrita Vyakaranam. If you don't know the Vyakaranam, you cannot understand the words properly. Which word is which? How to split the word properly? How to join the words properly? Which rule applies, which not applies? Samskritam plays very, very important role. So that is a Vyakaranam. Then comes the Chanda. Chanda means the so many mantras are given. How to chant that mantra? How to chant that particular shloka? So that is explained in the Chandas. Then comes the Nirukta. Nirukta means the etymological meaning. Yoga is there. So what is the etymological definition of yoga? Yujyate aneina iti yogaha. This is called etymology. So etymology helps us to decode the word. Yoga is a word, how to decode? Etymology. Mantra is a word, how to decode? Mananat trayate iti mantraha. That is the etymology. Then next comes the Jyotisha. Jyotisha means astronomy and astrology. So this astronomy and astrology is very useful at what time, which season, which festival have to celebrate, which homa has to do according to the time and situations. So that is explained in the Jyotisha, astronomy and astrology. Then comes the Kalpas. Kalpas means different rishis is given as authorship to the various rishis. This is called the method of ritual. How should I perform this particular ritual? There are different rituals, like after the death also people perform certain rituals, Sharda karmas. How to do? And while living itself, the people are practicing certain rituals. They are doing how to do those rituals. All this comes under the kalpa, and different sacrifices. What kind of the things we need to do during that puja, during that particular ritual. All these things are explained under kalpa. So these are the 6 Vedangas: Shiksha, Vyakarana, Chandas, Nirukta, Jyotisha, Kalpa. These are the 6 Vedangas, and Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda are the 4 Vedas. Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, and Arthashastra are the 4 Upavedas. And Mahabharata and Ramayana are comes under the Itihasas, and the Upanishads comes under the Shruti Prasthana. Bhagavad Gita and other Dharma Shastras comes under the Smriti Prasthana, and Brahma Sutras comes under the Nyaya Prasthana. And this all the Vedas are divided into the broadly into the 2 sections, Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa. And there are something else comes, Darshanas. Shed Darshanas are there. We are having the Shed Darshanas. Shed Darshanas. One is Purva Mimamsa, given by the Jaimini Rishi, and Uttara Mimamsa, which is also called Vedanta, authorship given to the Veda Vyasa or Badarayana. Then next comes Nyaya Darshana by Gautama. Then Vaisheshika Darshana by Kanada. Then comes the Sankhya Darshana by Kapila, and Yoga Darshana by Patanjali Maharshi. These are the 6 darshanas. 6 darshanas are different from the 6 Veda Angas. They are different. These are different. Okay. So with this, we have discussed in a brief about our Sanatana Dharma, our Indian culture, our Veda Vangmayam, which is very, very important topic. Whatever we have discussed in this section is just not even tip of the iceberg. Not even tip of the iceberg. So much is there. Is just lighting a small candle in a big hall. So please think and try to gain this knowledge whenever there is a possibility. It is not that whenever there is a possibility, try to create the opportunity by your own self. Because you already somehow you came into the yoga profession, whether interestingly or not interestingly, or whatever may be the reason. But now remember, you should become the cultural ambassador of yoga. Yoga teacher means ambassador of Indian culture, ambassador of Sanatana Dharma. You take care of your family, you take care of your business, you take care of your things, but give little time for your own Atma Jnana, and give little time for the upliftment of the society and for others. Don't be selfish. Whatever you have learned, don't keep it with you. Our Guru used to say, whatever you have learned, if you keep it with you, you'll become the Brahma Rakshasa in the next life. So hence, whatever you have learned, you share with others so that you will not become a Rakshasa. Okay. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् ॐ ॐ थैंक यू